Hey everyone, thank you so much for stopping back by. Today is a video that means a lot to me because tea time with Tia is always a fun time for me. I hope you're enjoying it too. If you do enjoy these or any of my videos, always know that a like would be appreciated as well as a subscribe, but of course on your time. So whenever you want to is when it's right. Now, today I have a tea that I made. It's a yogi tea. It's the Soothing Caramel Bedtime, one of my favorite blends. So good, so mild, and so sedating. It is perfect for winding down after a very busy or even a not so busy day. It's a good way to kind of wind down and prepare your mind and body for rest. So this cup is one that came in one of my mother's china sets that she got when she married my father, and I have since gotten from her. So it's fun. I have to hand wash it, but that's okay. Some things are worth a little more effort. So this video, I'm going to try to do it without having to splice them together or put them together. I like anything that I don't have to edit too much. So as we look forward to this upcoming year, I had to ask myself, what have I learned this year? And what have I made peace with as far as learning? And fortunately, they were the same thing. Sometimes what you make peace with is not what you learn necessarily. You may learn something and it doesn't give you any peace. You may not feel any peace around it. It may take you a while to come to grips with it. But this has been a lesson years in the making, and that is the art of telling the truth. So many of us hold back what we think and what we feel. And the truth is, we can't always fully disclose those things every time they come into our hearts and minds and mouths. We can't always say everything that we think. But I've really become okay with speaking my truth and allowing the fallout to be what it is. And I don't know if it's because I do have a background in communication. That was my college degree. I studied it. And I'm also older, so I learned some things about what works for my communication style. I learned more about what's triggering to me so that I know when to speak and when to be silent so that I don't say regrettable things. There hasn't been much I've said this year that I've regretted. In fact, I can't think of anything I said that I regretted because I spoke the truth that was truthful to me. I held space for other people's truths, but I also held space for them to deal with my truth in the way that they felt necessary. So I lost some people this year. I lost some people. I lost some friends. And I miss them in some ways. However, I am whole enough that I don't require their extended presence with me in my space if that is not what they want. I am whole enough to recognize that they are allowed to have their truth without me, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. So I've spent some time reflecting on that. And I think a lot of us, when we think of our own personal truths, we think to ourselves, oh, wow, I can't say that. I can't do that. We put limitations on ourselves because in our minds, our truth is too harsh. But the thing is, when you're comfortable with your truth, other people have no choice but to be comfortable with it. So for me, being truthful with others was an expression of love to myself. It was me saying, I accept you as a person, Tia. It's me saying your reality or your feelings are valid and they're worth being expressed. So let me get a sip. I say all that to say this. I've never been more in love with sharing the truth of my experiences of others than I am right now. I've never been braver in telling people how I feel about what they've done or how they're doing a thing if the situation merits it. I don't have to share my thoughts with everyone all the time. However, when things pertain to me specifically, I've had to become more vocal about what's okay and what isn't. And I'm loving that with every expression of truthfulness, I'm feeling more and more like the authentic me is emerging. And it's a good feeling. I know that it's a luxury. Some of us have no way to tell people the full truth without having a horrible fallout or without having some real dire consequences. So to be able to speak your truth is a luxury, but it's one I think that's far exceeding any other luxury that we may enjoy. So that's what I'm really, really happy about this year. I'm happy that I've been able to speak my truth. I'm happy that those who did not resonate with those truths were able to see themselves out of my lives, and I can let them go in love and peace and all of the grace that I and the Lord Himself will extend to them. You know, it's truly no hard feelings, but it feels amazing to know that you can tell your truth and it be accurate. It can still be kind. It doesn't have to be harsh just because it's your truth. It can be accurate, it can be kind, and it can be a boundary for your own peace. And when you start erecting those boundaries, oh my gosh, the peace you feel, the number of distractions that fall away just organically, the number of times that you just kind of look back and say, wow, this wasn't so bad, or you know what, this was okay. It's a good feeling. It's such a good feeling. So those are my reflections. That's my tea time. I've spoken for what, 7 minutes now? You know, that's not terribly long. Have you all had any experiences with becoming more comfortable with sharing your truths? Or do you have any other realizations from this year that you want to share? I'd love to hear about them in the comments. Anything that you're looking forward to for next year would be fantastic. I might share my thoughts for next year in the next year. Maybe that sounds like the best path. Just save it for next year and tell you all what I would like to see. But it's kind of hard to project what you want sometimes, especially with growth. So in this case, I'll just for now enjoy the lessons I've gotten, and then for next year I'll let that inspiration come if it will, and if not, then you know, it'll be the end of next year and I'll be giving another reflection chat like this one. So I hope you all are doing great, and I hope your end of the year is peaceful and safe and fun and everything you want it to be. So I will talk to you all later. Take care. Bye-bye.